AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Green beans, casserole, mama's cooking them wild rolls. This one's for the healthies, it's gluten-free. Got mashed potatoes, styling, smiling, living it up in the kitchen. Got heels on, apron, kiss my girl, she's so pretty. It's too hot.
Hot damn.
I'm so hungry.
Gobble gobble.
Oh, I am so hungry. I can't wait till tomorrow afternoon.
You getting a turkey trot on?
Oh,
Turkey trots?
Always. Seconds and thirds, you can always count on me to clean my plate.
No, I'm talking the turkey run, the turkey trot run.
I'll be doing
participate
no
in
running
such thing?
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is
I've
a
done
day of no exercise. You have, Marissa. Atta girl.
I have done it.
Atta girl.
Yep.
Way to go. Very active. Well, welcome to this Thanksgiving edition of Patriots Wrap 360 alongside Jason Cherella. I'm Mike Conley, here for your rudderless discussion on all things Patriots. What's going on, Jay?
Well, short week.
Short week.
Short week. Yeah, a lot of injuries.
It's about mental
A lot
toughness
of preparation.
on a short week.
They better be.
Mental and physical toughness.
Ooh.
Next man up.
Ooh.
It's a mash unit.
I mean, what happens if there is no man up? Because there's no one there. Because that's where we're at.
Troy Brown better keep his phone on.
And Randy Moss.
Oh, I don't think we're going to see Randy or Troy by that way. Maybe a Josh Boyce, though. The Pats did work out 3 wide receivers today. You probably not going to recognize any of them. Julian Talley, former UMass wideout. Alan Bonner of Jacksonville State and Austin Willis of Emporia State. So Talley's kind of been up and down with the Giants the last couple of years on their practice squad. Had a cup of coffee with them. Played a little arena league. So we'll see.
Yeah.
You're
boring me.
We're about finding value. That's what BB's all about.
I mean, it's pretty.
Finding value.
I'm just saying, it's a little shallow trying to find value right now.
Hey, buddy, if it was 2 weeks ago, we could have had Wes Weckler. Brought him in for a nice little tryout.
I know, timing's everything, I guess, right?
What are you gonna do? I was thinking maybe we see a Brandon Gibson back in the fold, seeing how he spent some training camp with us. But what wasn't boring was the Monday Night Football game. New England Patriots, Buffalo Bills.
Oh yeah, they did.
They did. They played.
They
do you
played.
remember?
Yeah, I do.
It was kind of a scare a little bit.
Yeah.
For a while, touch and go.
I mean, it was a gutsy win again. I mean, defense was incredible. The offense. I mean, what are you gonna do?
The defense was incredible.
In the offense, I mean, look, Brady was a lot of pressure. Yeah, he threw the ball away a lot, made some smart decisions in throwing the ball away.
No question.
And they gutted it out. I mean, it's gonna have to be that plus some.
Yeah.
This coming week.
No question. We'll get to that in a little bit, but you got to have a couple ugly ones mixed in there.
I mean, this was a little bit uglier than the Giants game. The Giants was it wasn't that ugly, but like this stepped it up to the ugliness.
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna get uglier. But you know what? Great teams win in adversity, and they are in adversity. Right?
And in different ways. I mean, the defense stepped up. I mean, the special teams was extraordinary, and they have been the past few weeks, and really all season they've been pretty solid.
Secondary extraordinary?
Yeah, I mean...
Extraordinary?
2 weeks ago, that Amendola punt return was probably like the biggest play of the game, not to mention...
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you said secondary. Special teams, yeah.
Wow.
Special teams. Yeah,
Wow.
You're right. Right.
This kid, give him a break, everybody.
Well, I mean, good thing that Amendola's okay, because that was a scare as well, wasn't it?
Huge. And what's his name's dinged up too? Dobson goes out after making like a big catch.
Well, and he's out. Like you won't.
He's
see
definitely
him.
out.
I don't think. What I read was I think he's definitely out this weekend. Amendola looks like he's going to be playing.
So yeah, sprained knee is all it was, according to Comcast Sports Net New England's Tom Curran.
When he walked off the field, I had my head in my hands.
Yeah.
Thinking to myself, I'm sure, just like Tom Brady was too, and Belichick as well, just being like, what now?
I know.
What now?
It's
Depleted. I mean, when we get that depleted, you could see the effect it has on Gronkowski. I mean, you know, like he becomes invisible a little bit out there. He
looked like he was a little bit of a haze out there. I know they were trying to take him out of it and double teaming him a lot, but he just looked like, you know, I mean, that ball that bounces off his hands and Rambo intercepts, luckily offsetting penalties. They didn't look too good there.
Well,
and he had that other ball later where he reached with one arm when he probably could have had it with two.
I know. I've noticed this too.
You know.
Oh, by the way, how about the pass that Brady threw him, the one he caught? I mean, it was like
just dropped.
It's like a raindrop from the sky, just like douche. Can't drop that one.
Yeah.
You know. But I agree with you, Gronkowski's. I feel like he's in a little bit of funk lately, but it's not. Quite honestly, in the previous weeks, I feel like he's taking a beating out there. They're not necessarily making all the calls on him. People are draped on him, but I'm not giving him that excuse for the Buffalo game.
Yeah.
Not that he needs an excuse, to be honest with you. I mean, listen. I mean, once we're depleted like that with the wide receivers, I mean, it's easy for the defense to just key in on Gronkowski.
Yeah.
And then you have Amendola now, who's like, you know, your new Edelman, I guess. But when he got hurt, like I said, I mean, you got guys coming. Your playbook just shrunk.
Yeah.
I mean, it almost felt like the first Super Bowl when Tom Brady came in. It's like that's what we're going to be doing going into Denver, shrinking that playbook and just keep it simple, stupid, and just tic-tac-toe and try to get down the field.
Yeah, it's true. You know, what was it? I know I had a point. There was a point in there I was going to make, but yeah, I mean, Brady is getting hit far too often. You know, that's a little alarming. But I was happy to see him dump it off, and not, you know, many times.
Well, he's very, very smart. Like, he not only does he dump it off, like where maybe like younger quarterbacks, like they're gonna take the chance and throw that ball in places they probably shouldn't to keep the play going.
Right.
Brady he's got experience and confidence and really doesn't care too much about his stats.
Right.
That he's like,
yeah,
next play, let's go. That didn't work out. We'll go with the next one. And quite honestly, like, I mean, he takes hits pretty well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I feel like he just
still rather him not do it.
No, I'm not doing it.
But he said as much on Dennis Callahan the other day. He's like, you guys know me. I don't care about my stats. I'll throw it away. It's a completion percentage. No big deal, you know. But yeah, I mean,
he does like Super Bowls though.
He sure does. He's got 4 rings.
And he lets you know.
Count him, Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but Gronk, like, I can see him being like frustrated, but he looked like in a haze, you know, coming back to the huddle on a few of those that like bounced off his hand, you know, like he maybe coupled in with LeGarrette Blount or something. I don't know, you know, I mean, he just seems like he was in a fog, you know, and I just can't have that beast of a man in that kind of fog. Especially now. He's got to make them triple team him, never mind double team him. Double team still's got to be a complete.
Well, you know what? I think in some ways, I think he's going to rise to the occasion, almost like that time when Brady, people were calling for Brady's head. It was at Kansas City last year.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what? Hell no. And he came out and he turned it on. So I think now, like, with everyone getting hurt on the offense, like, I think he's going to say, okay, it's time for me to pick up the team right now and put them on my shoulders. And so
that being said, you know, you get into players doing too much. You hear that all the time. You don't want them to do that. You just want to
play the game.
Wow. The Belichick mantra. Do your job.
Well, I mean,
exactly.
Okay, sorry.
Somebody didn't do his job coming into
You're
the
not setting me
podcast.
up like Belichick would, okay?
Anyways. But one thing I wanted to give props to ESPN for, okay, and then we won't be giving them props much this season, is the Stratego Open on Monday Night Football. Did you happen to see that? The Stratego pieces coming down with, like, Belichick's face on it and Brady's. Oh, it was awesome. Stratego, one of my favorite games as a youngster, so
okay.
I was quite excited. But you didn't see it, so that's sweet. But you know who was resurrected this week? I don't know if you happen to see it or if he struck as much of a chord for you. Was Gerard Mayo. who's been like kind of playing about a quarter of the snaps on defense this year. Kind of a forgotten man. Used to be a stud for us, but he showed up this week.
He certainly showed up.
Didn't get all the tackles, but he forced a lot of plays outside. He set the edge on some plays.
He got he got into McCoy a few times, and
that opening series.
Yeah.
That's what kind of set the tone a bit, because first play from scrimmage, McCoy rips off like a 9-yard run. It's like, oh boy, here it is. And next play, he jets in the backfield and tackles him for like a 3-yard loss. They end up going 3 and out in that play. On that series, excuse me.
It's great to see, and hopefully we get to see a little bit more of him going forward. Because it seems like, in listening to some of the interviews, he's really a captain of that locker room. Like he's well respected, and a lot of the everyone who talks about him is they're all high regards. I mean, he's the man.
Yeah, you see him coaching up Freeney out there, like on the field, on the sidelines, just telling him what he should be looking for, because Freeney's getting a lot of the minutes that Mayo used to. But I mean, I love that guy, but unfortunately, I think his Pat's days are numbered unless he takes like a nice hometown discount to come back in, which I'd love, and it is possible. So I shouldn't say it. Shouldn't say it now. But I also thought was interesting. As I always do with the offensive line.
I know. Well, that's what I was going to ask
you.
I mean, because you have this thing with the O line,
because it's the most important part of a football team.
So I feel like it's not a show unless you talk about the O line. And I was watching last Monday night, whatever, and I was like, oh boy, I guess you got something to talk about.
Yeah, and what do I have to talk about? Some shuffling. Some in-game shuffling.
Yeah. Some shuffling, and your boy Andrews shuffled on over to the bench.
Later days, Andrews. And he had played every offensive snap
up until that point. Yeah. When I saw him go over there, I was like, okay, Mike, why don't you talk about that?
And was it because of that false start, or it's just like,
I think he was just getting beat, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean,
everybody was leaking in there. It didn't seem like when they made the changes, they were getting any less pressure either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I was interested to see what you might have to say about that, because to me, I see the offensive line, I'm just like, block, big guys block.
Well, I mean, I'm excited because of the depth of the team, and that we can do things like that, and have guys that are capable to come in. I was shocked to have Stork healthy and Andrews healthy, and it not be Stork at center. Especially with, I could understand that when we didn't have the depth at tackles and you wanted to pull him out just in case he had to play tackle. You didn't want to get him hurt as a center. But no, they had Andrews in there with Stork healthy. They had Fleming at right tackle. And then a little switcheroo happened in the second quarter, and we had Stork at center, and we had Seabass back at right tackle. So, and Cannon started at left tackle, obviously. So it's good that those guys are back and getting healthy.
But Stork came in for Andrews to play center.
Yes.
Okay. But then Stork moved out of center again, did he not?
I don't believe so.
Oh, he didn't?
I'm pretty sure he finished the game as a center. But, but at least they're getting healthy. And, because moving forward, we're going to have to be better than the, 20th rated running team in the league, which is, I think, what we are right now.
Yeah.
You get into these winter months, you have to be able to run the football.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And you know what? I want to bring that up because I know you were really high on Blunt, and I am not so high.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pun, isn't it? But now, he wasn't really outstanding, and that was the game that you against Buffalo. You thought they were just going to hand the rock to Blunt, and he was going to run. But to me, it makes sense.
They did 16 carries. He's got all those. Jam him up.
He starts to get the yards late in the game. The defense starts to wear down.
You got to tenderize him.
Yeah.
For the first 3 quarters.
Well, I don't have time to tenderize. Okay,
wow.
You're gonna need to put that on the grill and get this thing going.
Wow, you must be a great chef. That's horrible.
Well,
hopefully you're not in charge of tomorrow's meal.
I'm just saying. I mean, he can't get the running game going. James White.
Your boy. There was a James White sighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see more, and it's gonna be better and better.
You would think.
Well,
he earned it.
He earned it. It's a trust thing.
It is a trust thing. I thought Brady's pass to him on his touchdown was right on the money. was able to lead them perfectly. The kid made a good read that the blitz was coming, and he leaked out, and Brady got it to him right away. Boom, boom. That's how you defeat the blitz. And the kid made a great play, defeating that tackle and getting in.
You know, he's no Deion Lewis, but he doesn't
Next
need
man
to be.
up, he's going to be serviceable.
You know who he is? He's James White. Let him be James White.
Let him be James White. And he had that nice run later in the game. He's scored the only Pats 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
After that big Amendola completion on that drive.
Oh, which is amazing. The offsides. Let's talk about the great catch. Get down there. Patriots right down the field, line up. Buffalo offsides.
That was brilliant.
I mean, he was offsides by about 20 yards, dude.
Yeah.
20 yards. Okay? And the difference, here we go. Again, Belichick versus Rex Ryan teams. Okay? Discipline versus gong show. I mean, I'm telling you, like, what team, like the Patriots, they get that completion. Huge play. Now, most teams are going to be running around giving each other high fives, celebrating. Not the Patriots. Right off there, down the field, line up.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. Buffalo, I don't even know what he was doing.
Yeah.
They were substituting whatever was happening. See you later. And you know what? Buffalo, by the way, is the most penalized team in the NFL. No surprise.
Yeah. And Gruden was saying that throughout the telecast. You can't beat the Patriots if you're going to take penalties, you know, and, you know, stupid penalties at that.
And I really enjoyed Rex Ryan throwing his headset on the ground. I took much enjoyment in that.
Yeah.
And that's probably why he was having communication problems later in the game.
It wasn't the Patriots sabotaging, you know. It wasn't like, you know, headset gate 2.0.
No.
Who else was like the Steelers were bitching that that was happening to?
Come on, please move it along. But how about the audible?
I was just going to say that. That was awesome. Of course, it audible to about a half a yard run by Blunt, but it was still pretty funny.
It didn't matter, and it was unbelievable that it was so clear on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching the game and I laughed out loud, and I said to myself, "The NFL is genius. It is like a reality show. It's really like a reality show.
Yeah.
I mean, they just did a joke on TV, and I laughed. Tom Brady and Belichick said, "Hey, let's throw out a joke here." Rex Ryan. You're like, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
really?" In the first series, and they're acting like, "Oh no, that's just a part of the playbook." Like, "Oh yeah, come on." Yeah.
It was such a smirk in his post game. It was so great.
I loved it.
Oh my God,
Absolutely loved it.
and I loved Rex's pregame interview, like right before kickoff. Did you get that? Like,
No.
He just has this like little brother complex with Belichick. It's just so funny. He's like, "Well, we're a better team than we were in week 2, and we're gonna find that out here in the next couple hours." Oh my God! It just and his tantrums on the sideline.
I did see that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
It's so great.
you know, he's almost like a child, right?
A little bit.
A little bit. And, you know, just speaking of, you know, Rex Ryan and the whole Ryan, you know, coaching family tree there, isn't it weird that, like, I was thinking about this the other day. The NFL has so it's like nepotism in a way that, like, all the coaches are somehow, like, all linked in a lineage, and, like, it runs in the family, you know, the Harbaughs and the Ryans, and I'm sure there's plenty others. I mean, to me, it's just like, really? Like, are we just, like, as an NFL or teams looking for coaches, are we just like, oh, let's stick with these names because we know them? Or, like, are we afraid to dig deeper and see what's out there with coaches who might, you know, do the job well?
Yeah.
I don't expect you to have an answer. I'm just
Good, because that wasn't a very coherent question. But I mean, did they go back to the same like the same coaching trees? You mean? Like, I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, I feel like they pass around the same coaches, and then it stays right there. And, like, the Ryans are all coaches. Like, how you know, all of them are NFL coaches. The father and the 2 sons. Really?
I mean, they seem to know defense pretty well. And, you know, maybe not so much head coaching.
Does Rob Ryan know defenses pretty well?
This is in from Rob Ryan. He'll get a job in 5 minutes. No problem.
Okay, great.
You know, that's his
Send him to
mantra.
Buffalo. They'll ruin that defense.
That's a good defense.
Yeah, well, send Rob Ryan there. See what he can do with it.
I mean, he should hook up his brother, right? I mean, make him like a cornerback coach, a defensive back coach, you know?
I'm just saying.
They have good D-backs, dude. They have good corners. I mean, to have Brady like that pressured and stuff and have to throw that many balls away, it speaks a lot about their corners, you know? Gilmore, who's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. And they have, what's his name, Ronald Darby. Dude, he's sick. He's a rookie, and he's really coming into his own. So and they have all those studs on the defensive line who kind of showed up and pressured. So their defense did look good.
Hey, I think Buffalo has a really good team.
They do. They do. That's
They
what
need
I'm
a
saying.
really good coach.
I mean, Rex got them poised. I mean, they're still in the playoff picture. They're still in the wild card picture, you know? I mean, to lose 20-13 to the 10-0 Patriots on their home field, that's not too bad, you know? We want to keep them in the conference, you know? Keep them in the division.
Yeah, all right. Well, we know where Mike stands. He loves Rex Ryan and the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, man. But one thing on that opening drive that was also fantastic and just, you know, speaks more of Brady's volume was like on a 3rd and 7, and someone was unaccounted for and came right up the middle, right in his face, and he stood in there, completed the pass for first down to Amendola. You know, that was huge, and Amendola got like 11 yards. And that just many of the big catches Amendola made.
Amendola was sick.
Sick. We had like, what, 7 catches for like
116 yards or something?
Something like
and
that.
he went out early and finished the game.
Yeah, in the 3rd.
Sick.
And he had that, you know, a guy who leapt off the screen for me this week for the first time in his Patriots career. Tavon Wilson.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Big time, dude.
Big time. Huge hit.
On that punt return you're talking about. Or like just in general, like he had like a QB pressure on that first series that led to a punt. He comes up
Very
and stuffs
aggressive.
the one.
Yeah.
He jawed the ball loose from that Woods play, you know, and like, oh man. And then he made the tackle on the next play. He was all over the place.
Yeah.
And in a week after, I thought our safeties kind of had a sketchy game.
Well, we didn't see Melvin, did we?
They really showed up this time. We didn't see Melvin.
Yeah.
We could. Maybe he was in there on special teams a few times, but I don't know. But I thought Chung played great. Like, Chung was doing a lot of covering, you know, up there in the slot.
Yeah.
It's like you figure like they would go with McCourty in that instance where he has that cornerback experience, but they just like him too much as that center fielder that they have Chung up there. And I thought Chung held his own, you know. He's known as kind of a tackler and not much of a cover guy, but he did pretty well. I was impressed with Chung. And Tavon Wilson was great. And he has a great block on that, like, punt return at the end of the 3rd or middle of the 3rd where Amendola brings it back like 20 out that led to the Pats' second touchdown. Huge block on that.
Yeah.
And he was kind of all over the place. I was very impressed with him. And that's good to see. And I'm seeing like Easley in on more plays now, because these first rounders, they did a graphic during the game.
I saw that.
Remember that,
Yeah.
of like how few
Defense.
first rounders are on the offensive side of the ball, and how we're stacked in the defense side. So like Easley and the kid from this year, his name is
Boston?
escaping me.
The
Texas kid.
Chandler?
Oh man! Wow.
Texas.
Wow.
I don't know.
Our first round pick, Malcolm Brown. Brown's in there. I mean, Branch has been solid all year.
Malcolm Brown had a great game.
Malcolm Brown had a good game.
Yeah.
So did Easley. So it's good to see these young first rounders kind of rising up and starting to put their stamp on it. And now Chandler, his like 4th year in the league. He's a full-fledged stud now. Nink is just like Mr. Dependable, you know? Oh, man, the defense really showed up. You know, I'm really loving this defense. And Malcolm again. Dude, shuts down Watkins, your boy.
I know.
You're a little apprehensive to give him props.
No,
you're just oh my God, all of a sudden he's going to turn into a pumpkin.
I said last I am ready for him to turn into a pumpkin. Yeah. But I said last week he's made me comfortable. I'm good.
Oh,
he did get burnt by Hogan. Pretty bad. But you know what? It's going to happen. Kid's doing great. Defense is great. I'm done. I'm not going to take shots.
Okay. All right. The Chung, just to kind of put a period on his day. He had that nice pass breakup like in the first quarter. I want to say it was the Bills' second possession that ended up holding the Bills to 3 on that pass to the end zone that he broke up.
Shady.
Thank God there's no face guard rule on Shady.
Yeah.
Boom. And then actually Hammond probably should have picked that off because it tipped right off his hands in the end zone. But it was good. It was a saving play. They held him to a field goal, like I said. So, that was good. So
your boy Chris Harper, you were like, jump on the Harper train, right? That's
dude,
what you were saying last week?
He had a nice catch that got called back because of penalty.
Absolutely. I mean, look, I actually am excited to see
what he can do.
Yeah. I'm excited for this week in Denver to see what he can do. I mean, listen, let's temper the expectations.
Yeah.
I just don't know what we're going to see. We'll get there, but I just don't know what we're going to see this weekend. But
I wouldn't mind seeing him in the return game a little bit.
Well,
maybe take some hits away from Amendola.
Well, I think you will. I think you will.
At least in the kickoff game.
Yeah, I think you will. I mean, I think that is for sure. I mean, Amendola's knee, he's not going to be returning.
Yeah.
And by the way, how about just the inadvertent whistle is what we're calling it.
Oh my God!
Deflate whistle, or whatever we want to call it.
Sorry, that was inadvertent.
I mean, what?
What? Horrible.
And you see the replay. You have Rex Ryan in the ref's face, they had a freeze frame of it.
Right.
He's pointing at Brady in the ref's face. The whistle blow. I don't even
Rex Ryan got that whistle blown.
But how?
He said, "Oh, they're doing something illegal," and the guy bought it and he blew the whistle.
Well, this is not a hockey game.
Tell that to whoever that linesman was.
You don't blow the whistle, throw a flag.
Yeah. He blew it dead. It was awful.
It was awful.
And then kind of both teams have a gripe because they thought there was middle ground. They're like, okay, well, they blew the whistle dead, so we won't give Amendola the touchdown, but we'll give him the completion because the whistle blew after the completion. When you look at the replay, it blows when the ball's in the air.
Yeah, no.
So
yeah, they just blew the call.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
But, in typical Tom Brady Patriots fashion, the press conference, just amazing.
Yeah.
I kind of agree in some ways. When I watched the game, I was like, that is the most ridiculous call, a whistle I've ever seen. But, he was like, you know what? He said something like, yeah,
we're not perfect. The ref's not perfect. Oh, my God. The guy's flawless.
He's as smooth in the press conference as he is in the game. This kid's just
you can tell he does have that annoyance. I really don't want to be doing this, and I really want to say no to all these press conferences, but I'll pick and choose the ones I say.
But he's got just as much experience in the field as he does in these press conferences. You can't rattle him with a question.
He's amazing. We in this period of giving thanks, we have to be thankful for number 12 especially, and just to cheer for this team in general.
Yes. We're thankful for Tom, we're thankful for Bill, we're thankful for Mr. Kraft.
We're going to be thankful for everybody's health.
Kept it in New England. Kept this whole ship in New England.
This is it.
Because this thing was headed to
This could be the Hartford Patriots.
Hartford Patriots.
Wow, that'd be awful. That would be awful.
They couldn't even keep the Whalers.
Yeah, and because of that, the Pats would have changed their colors to blue and green instead of blue and red.
Yeah, I got to be honest. The Hartford Whalers logo is probably one of the best logos in sports.
It is. So, what's one of the bad logos? Elvis Patriot. I think it's time for Mr. Kraft to go back to Pat Patriot full time. Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice?
Would be nice. So, yeah, I think he bought into this whole millennial bull.
Well, it kind of looks exactly like when the Panthers were an expansion team, in '93ish or whatever, and then the next year we come out with the Panthers looking swoosh.
Well, I think
that is a Patriot head.
Right. Well,
it's awful. Anyways, I'm fine. It comes with Super Bowls. It's cool.
But around that time, everyone came with the swoosh logos. Everything was swoosh.
I know.
Swoosh
so
this.
Bad.
Yeah.
And it's not a good trend, I mean, Pat Patriot's one of the best.
But when I see, that being said, with this new logo,
comes with Super Bowls.
Well, I look at that and I think of Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at that.
I don't care if we had to change our logo to Bonnie.
Whoa.
If it brought Super Bowls, I'm fine with it.
We should probably change that star to a Super Bowl, the Lombardi Trophy.
Elvis Patriot, like just a little bit of
just a little Lombardi Trophy right in the front.
That's
What,
gloating.
taking it too far?
That's a little gloating. That's gloating.
Why am I gloating? You used to be the one that gloated. Okay. 10-0, by the way. 10-0. You like to talk about undefeated. 10-0. Okay, moving into this week, it's gonna be. Can I move into this week? Because I know you like to.
You can.
Okay.
I did want to give.
Okay, go ahead. I know. I see. This is why I leave it to you. But
You know, but the a couple things where, because Rex did. It's always like he really comes in with a good game plan and he calls good pressure and all this stuff. But then there's little things that go wrong during the game that the Pats just don't have go wrong, and they make the plays when they need to make the plays. So like McCourty coming over on that long bomb pass to McCoy, and he swatted the ball out of his hands in the second quarter, and that results in the Carpenter field goal that doinks, giving the Pats the terrific field position for Brady to come down and get that first touchdown.
That's right.
That's huge.
Yes.
And that's what Belichick always talks when the Pats don't play up to their capabilities. He's like, we made enough plays when we need to. Boom. That's what that is all about there.
Hey, and by the way,
yes,
you got it out. We got it out of the way. Gostowski missed the field goal.
Huge.
Moving on. 54. It doesn't even mess with his confidence. It was a 54-yarder. It's not gonna mess with his confidence. Moving on. Yeah. He missed one.
That guy's. There's no messing with his confidence. And also streak that went down is the quarter streak.
Oh yeah, the quarter
ended
streak.
at 38, which was nice. Let's get that out of the way too.
By the way, pretty amazing, right?
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing.
And just to put another button on it, and how the Pats defense was so good. Tyrod Taylor came into the game completing 70% of his passes, and he went 20 for 36 for 233 yards, no TDs. So that defense stepped up, and that's like a clip of about 55%, 56, down from 70. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and he broke his wing there. I don't know what's going on there with his collarbone.
Yeah, that was a little suspect. But Rex left him out there because I don't know if that was the right call. But anyways, and holding the Bills to
again
3 for 15 on third down. That was huge. That was huge as well. But yes, okay. So now we move on to this week. Get after it. We have the Broncos. And for those of you looking to see Brady Manning 17, you'll be a little bit disappointed. Instead, it's going to be Brady Osweiler 1. But that being said, I think that they're a more formidable opponent right now with Osweiler in there.
I was going to say, I don't think it really matters. I don't think it changes the game for them. I mean, it probably does. It probably makes them better, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because their zone blocking scheme and the things that like run off that zone blocking scheme are a lot of bootlegs and things like that, and Peyton just couldn't do it right off the bat. And then you add in the plantar fascia, he couldn't even do it even worse,
right.
you know?
Right.
Now plus the fact that...
Can you explain plantar fascia?
Well, it's the kind of...
Okay, great. Moving on.
It's basically... seriously, though, I actually know. It's like I don't know if it's a ligament or some type of tendon that supports the arch of the foot.
Okay.
And so his is partially torn, which is worse than having it all the way torn. If it's all the way torn, the pain goes away a little bit. But where it's partially torn, it's like every step is pain.
So you could play with it if it's completely torn?
I mean, I guess.
Well, then tear it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But, you know.
I guess he doesn't want it bad enough. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. So Blake Osweiler, I mean, after sitting his first 57 games in his NFL career, he finally gets a start next week, number 1 last week, and he get AFC Player of the Week on us.
What? He had a great game.
1 for 1.
Yeah. I mean, this is his first start of his career against the Patriots.
Second
start?
He started last week. He was AFC Player of the Week.
Oh, right. He just started last week.
I just said that about 15 seconds ago.
I have a 14-second playback. That's all I got. It's a second start.
That was evident. All right. But obviously, that kid can make all the throws. He's 6'7". He's got a rocket arm. And so he's going to be more to handle than Peyton.
Yeah. Yes. But to me, it's not the offense that worries me.
Yeah, it's the D. Accordingly. Because I always feel confident with BB going against a young quarterback.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, young rookie quarterbacks. I think he's 1-8, 8-1 against rookie quarterbacks. Do you know that one is? Take a guess. Take a wild guess.
Chad Pennington.
Close. Sanchez.
Ooh, Sanchez.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's a starting quarterback again in the NFL.
Where is he at right now?
Eagles.
Oh, that's right.
Bradford's hurt.
That's right.
We'll see him tomorrow versus the Lions.
That's right.
But
So, anyways, yes, I think this weekend fine. Brock Osweiler. I'm not saying he could be great. He could be the next great quarterback in the league. I don't know. No one knows. We'll see. And they have a good offense. But let's be honest, that's not what we're up against.
No,
we're up against the number one defense in the league, and we are completely depleted. We are in the worst shape than we've been all year leading into this game in offense. I mean, this is a very tall task. The fact that they're 3-point favorites blows my mind in Denver. Blows my mind.
Did they cover last week? No.
No, by a half a point.
They were 7.5-point favorites.
Yeah.
They're not good to you gamblers. I bet the under was a great play last week.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I'm sure it was under.
It had to be high 40s.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah. So they're -3 this week, and what's the total? Any idea?
I think it was like 43.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty low.
Well, I mean,
yeah, I know they have a good defense. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they have those beasts that rush off the edge, DeMarcus Ware, Von Miller, and Brady was all over them today, saying they're some of the best that ever did it in his press conference. They also have 2 lockdown corners, and Aqib Talib and Chris Harris, 2 guys that played together in college. You know, our old boy Aqib.
Oh, they played together in college?
Yeah, University of Kansas, and they're sick, and that allows the defense to really free up and do a lot of things when you have those 2 lockdown corners, much like the Pats last year. They can throw a lot of different schemes at you, a lot of different looks, and a lot of different pressures. So I hear you that in the skill positions we are very depleted, and it looks the worst we do all year. I am getting encouraged with the fact that we are getting healthier on the offensive line, and that if we have to be a smash-mouth football team, we have the capabilities to do that.
Here we go again.
Here we go again. December football. The calendar is about to turn in December. I'm telling you, these 15-carry, 60-yard games that old boy's getting, LeGarrette Blount, are going to turn into 120 games. Believe me, when it gets cold, guys stop wrapping up.
I understand what you're saying, but do we have somebody to run the ball? I don't think Blount's the answer. I mean, unless James White, and I don't think he can do it. I don't think the running game is ever going to take precedence in that offense. It just won't. It just won't. They can't do it.
It's about the game plan, buddy. It's about the game plan.
Okay? But if there's any week that it's going to happen, it would be this week, because I don't know what they're gonna. This offense is.
Yeah.
I mean, which is fun in some ways. It's fun to see what they're going to come out and do. And I feel like they're going to work in James White a lot. They have to. In order to have Blount have a successful game, James White is going to have to be very active.
Well, also when James White is used, he's like the heart read on all the blitzes, So if teams are all going to blitz, he's going to have a good game. He's going to have a good game because he's that heart read, boom, boom.
And you're going to have to make the defense respect James White in order for Blount. You got to set Blount up to be successful. He's not going to be successful on his own.
But sometimes success is kind of relative, okay? Because a yard and a half where he smashes into 2 dudes, that's going to pay dividends in the fourth quarter. Even if it's not paid dividends on that exact play. But you're just down on blunt force trauma, man. He's a necessary evil, and now
I know.
Especially,
listen, I love Blount.
Yeah,
I do. I love when he gets in the end zone. He kind of like does this little thing, very smooth. And he stands with the Patriots as they fire off the muskets. You know,
I like it.
I love it all. You know, I feel like he does need a little bit of a supporting cast in order to be successful, and that's fine. Like, look, let him out the gate, because he's going to be out the gate now for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, but I expect James White to be very active this week. They're going to start trusting him, and he's going to have to play that role.
Hey, man, they started trusting him this past week. He got 2 touchdowns. But, yeah, the Broncos' D is tough. They're only allowing, and this is another reason why I think it could be a blunt game, 190.6 passing yards a game. So, and they're incredibly fast defense. So what do you do to incredibly fast defense? You run a beast of the East right between the tackles, right down their throats. And that's what you do.
Or you run a wishbone with him bold and white.
Wishbone. Wow.
Imagine if the Patriots came out with a wishbone this week.
Wow. Somewhere Bo Schembechler is smiling. Wow. But
no,
yeah.
and to me, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying what, like, going into Denver, like how they're gonna manage this game and how they're gonna pull this off offensively. It's fun to watch in some ways. I mean, granted, I wish we had all our weapons, but it's gonna be interesting. And I think your boy Chris Harper, you got to see some things out of him. And,
yeah, we're gonna have to.
But I think his role will be like the playbook will be simplified and find ways to find him open. I don't know. I mean, this is not the defense you want to be trying things out with,
right?
New players, but we'll see. LaFell obviously will have to.
Hopefully, Amendola will be. LaFell had a pretty good game this past week. He had some big catches.
Absolutely,
he had some big catches. So hopefully you can keep that rolling, because there is a very real possibility our top 2 wideouts going into this game are Brandon LaFell and Chris Harper. Oh, but hey, next man up. There's 53 guys out there. We're going to need every single one of them, as Coach Belichick likes to say.
Why was there no buzz? I mean, really no buzz at all about, a free agent wide receiver at all? Is it
about
just,
bringing somebody
yeah,
in? You want that Randy Moss. You want that hot name, don't you?
No, I get it. I'd throw that out or whatever. He says he still can play. But here's the only reason I'm throwing it out is they don't pick up anybody. They pick up people who know the system, who's played here. So that's why I say Randy Moss. The other name that was out there was Santana Moss. But these guys, they don't. Reggie Wayne, he came. He was like, "I'm out. This I don't know what. This is too much.
Yeah,
I'm out." So to me, someone like Randy Moss, I mean, I feel like he could some way be somewhat effective. Like how many snaps he's played, I don't know, but he might be able to help Chris Harper. He might be able to hey man, this is he knows the system. He knows the plays. He knows the playbook. He knows Tom Brady.
Sounds good. Bring him back as wide receivers coach. All right, he's been out of the league, 3 years? You can't throw him back in the mix, despite how fond we remember him back in 07.
He could play 2 weeks in the NFL right now. Yes, he could.
Right.
Get him on the phone. You have his number, don't you? You have his number.
Big fan of the show.
Yeah.
So he'll probably call in right now.
Randy, tweet me. Call me.
Tweet
Let's get you on the show.
@Cherella. You guys can always do that during the show. Can always try and steer our conversation in a direction. You can say,
please do, because he's staring it in all the wrong ones.
Like, I don't have a Twitter account. Occasionally we like to put up on a lower third @ Mike Conley, and I'm sure Mike Conley of the Memphis Grizzlies is getting some odd tweets like, hey, cut your hair, you hippie bastard, you shut your mouth, you fat bastard, something like that. Mike Conley's getting in Memphis Grizzlies. Different Mike Conley. I'm the Mike Conley without a handle. Better jump shot, but less of a handle.
You got a couple handles there, right here. I see going on with it.
Yeah, I don't really know what the whole Movember thing is, but I hear it's about men's health, and I'm a man who needs to be in better health, so I figured I better do it. I'm not raising any money for anything, but I just figured I'd kind of blend in with the crowd. You don't think so?
Well, I mean, it sounds like you're not a leader; you're a follower.
Wow. You know who is a leader?
Me.
I was going to say Tom Brady, and thank God he's on our squad. But, yeah. So there was something I was going to say. But, hey, it leaves me. So you like our chances this week. You got to. I mean, when you look at this calendar,
Okay,
this is one of those tough games because in Mile High is always a tough place to play.
Listen, when we were all healthy, we looked at this game and we said to ourselves, "Oh, well, this might be the game we lose." Going into this weekend, let's be honest. I don't know. I don't know that they can. I don't know that they come out of Denver. If it was in New England, I might feel like, okay, we can pull this off. But in Denver, it's a tough place to play, and you got a lot of young guys going into that offense right now, and defense is so good. I don't know, but the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniel, they just know how to win. And to me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They just find ways to win, and I love that. Yeah. And so
it's the Patriot way.
I don't
just make enough plays.
I don't know what to think. Usually, every week, I'm like, they should win this game. I don't know, but that's what's going to be so much fun to watch. Yeah. What do you think? Tell me your honest opinion. Don't just like, oh, Tom Brady's number 12. He's the best. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, all those things. I mean, I'm obviously I'm confident every time I get to Belichick and Brady are in there. They're healthy. Somebody's got to get a Z-Pack for Coach Belichick, by the way, because the dude's like in his press conference, he's like swallowing phlegm and stuff. I mean, somebody get that guy healthy. But I'm always confident, and I'm especially confident when they're going up against a young quarterback because Belichick's going to scramble this dude. Plus, Denver's offensive line is suspect, especially the left tackle position. It's kind of been a little revolving door since they lost Ryan Clady in the preseason, and I don't see them being able to protect Osweiler any better than they protected Manning. But because he's a little bit more mobile, he's going to be a little bit better about completing the whole offense, the bootlegs and what have you. So I see the Pats D-line being the difference maker in this one.
The Pats D-line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
big day out of Chandler Jones.
So you're thinking Pats win low-scoring game? 2017?
How about 27-13? I don't like to predict stuff. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to predict. We're just going to throw our support behind the hometown boys as they go down. You know what game? I don't like to look ahead on the schedule, but that at Houston game kind of scares me.
Houston's getting a little hot right now.
Their defense is starting to round into shape.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's you're
not a knock on Vince Wilfork.
Are you seriously worrying about Houston with Denver on Sunday? Is that what you're telling me right now?
No.
Okay.
I told you I wasn't going to look ahead, and I wasn't going to worry about that. But if I was the person that would look ahead, that would be the game that would worry me. Right now, because I am a fan of the New England Patriots.
You're playing the number one defense in the league on Sunday.
I am a fan of the Belichickian way. I'm just looking towards the Denver Broncos. That's all I'm worried about right now. All I'm worried about is the Denver Broncos.
You should be. You should be.
So, gang, are you listening for us every Wednesday night at, what are we on, 9:05 Pacific time? You can find us on YouTube, iTunes. Please comment in the YouTube section. Let us know if we're doing a good job, a bad job. Let us know if you want to hear more stories about, Jason stunning the athletic growth of his children. Whatever you guys want to hear. We want to be here for you and make it an entertaining program. So, yeah, we're excited about Pats Broncos. We're undefeated. Please stay tuned next week. Hopefully we'll be talking about an 11-0 team.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough.
He's Jason. I'm Mike. This is Patriots Wrap 360. Go Pats!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.